So I've uploaded a total of 3 New Year's videos, including this one once it goes up. The first was very goal oriented, very objective. The second one was a little more of a reflection on the year that had passed and kind of just me talking about procrastination and other issues that I feel had gotten in the way of my goals in that previous year. This video is going to be somewhat of a middle ground between the two of them. So we're going to look at setting up for a really good year, reflecting on what went right, what went wrong, doing a cleanse and setting goals and getting ready for everything that 2024 is going to bring. So if you're a bit lost, if you have a lot of thoughts, if you're a bit confused about how to go ahead in 2024, or if you just want to come along with me as I prepare for the new year, then this video is for you. So let's dive in and get ready for a fresh start to boost our productivity, our language learning, our mental health, basically everything, and just set up for a really, really good year. Okay, so I start by doing a bit of reflection on everything that's happened in the past year. So I personally feel like the last year for me was a lot of work. As in, I think I focused a little too much on pushing my career forward. I don't think I got enough sleep. I don't think I got enough time to spend on any activities or on my health. And I just think overall my mental state was very geared towards constant productivity, but not even constant productivity to better myself, but rather just to further my career, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'd say if you're currently in school or if you're working like me, I feel like it's important to put a good amount of your time into that. But personally, I wish I could have spent just a little more time on caring for myself and on my personal projects and even on YouTube. Apart from that, I also feel like I procrastinated a lot. I doom scrolled a lot. And I think that is something that I really want to change. And then I also go through what I think went right and what I want to do a lot more of in 2024. Now, I've always been a vision board girly. I've always just been a visual girly. Overall, I, mind maps, vision boards, I majored in visual media. So everything that has to do with visualization rather than just thinking of stuff in words is something that I find really helpful. One thing I like to do before I set up my vision board is look at the main subheads that I want to make sure I cover. So this year, I'm going to be looking at travel, health, and hobbies. Under hobbies, I have languages, I have any cultural activities that I'd want to take part in. Reading is something that I definitely want to get back into this year. So I'm going to go to my bestie, Pinterest, and just kind of put together an idea of what I want my year to look like. Now, speaking of being a visual girly, I've been mapping out my entire reset process on Scrintal, which I'm so lucky to have as a sponsor for this video. Now, like I said, I find it so much easier to process information when I can see the visuals right in front of me. And Scrintal helps me do just that. It combines mind mapping with network note taking, and it makes it so much easier to just not just note down, but also to collect, structure, and share my thoughts and ideas really efficiently. Now, I won't go too deep into the specifics, but Scrintal allows for so many ways to organize and establish connections. You can use linked cards, you can use tags, you can use boards, and it's perfect for studying, for research, brainstorming, creative writing, and so much more. Now, Scrintal is currently in beta, so you can sign up for the waitlist, or you can skip the wait and start using it right now with a subscription and use my code for a 10% discount. I have been using Scrintal for so many different processes these days, and it really has helped me structure my thoughts. And I'm really looking forward to using it through this new year as well. So now once I have my vision board set up, I have at a glance what I want my year to look like. And now I can kind of just go a bit deeper and break down my, I wouldn't call it resolutions. I would rather say I want to set up habits. And so I decide on a couple of themes, a couple of categories that I'm going to be focusing on this year. And I color code them based on which ones I can finish right now, like immediate tasks, and others which are more long term. I think probably the most relevant one to my channel is language. I have a couple of new language goals for this year. First of all, I want to write the JLPT. I want to sign up for the first one this year, which will be in June as far as I know. I don't really know if I'll have much time in the beginning of the year to revise for it, but I still want to at least attempt it once. Then if I want to prepare more and go write it again, I can do that in the future, but I just want to write the GLPT. That's goal number 1. Next, I want to start learning Indonesian. So that is going to be the new language for this year. And thirdly, I want to stay in touch and keep improving with Korean, French, and Japanese. So now that I have my 3 main language goals set up, I'll be taking the next day or so to kind of set up for them. The easiest one will be, of course, applying for the exam. Secondly, I am going to pool together resources and set up a study plan for the new language. And lastly, I'm setting up a rough schedule for light revision for the others. And in a similar way, I just finalize all of my other goals and set up for them as well. Another really important facet I just want to focus on going forward in this year is actually three heavily interlinked things. Um, I want to stop doom scrolling, I want to start sleeping earlier, and have a properly established morning and night routine. Now, I really want to stop even just looking at my phone before I sleep, because honestly, at this point, I feel like I'm a little too far gone. I've tried using app timers, I've used apps that would lock Instagram or anything that I was looking at for too long, but that really didn't seem to work for me. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to just be going cold turkey deleting Instagram, at least for the first few months of 2024. I genuinely feel like this is the only thing that's going to help me at this point. The only thing that's been holding me back this entire time is the fact that I've been wanting to upload more content on Instagram. So I will kind of have to think about how to go about that. But yeah, bottom line, deleted. When it comes to sleep, I have decided to make a pact to not even bring my phone with me onto my bed. I really don't know how well this is going to go, but for the first couple of weeks, just to set up accountability for this, I've asked a friend of mine to check in on me. The third thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a proper morning and nighttime routine. So, ideally, I think this is something that you should personalize according to your own needs, and mine will look a bit like this. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read a book every night. To be completely realistic with this, I might not have the time every night before I sleep, right? So, this isn't a hard and fast rule. Plus, I don't really have as many physical books as I would need to be able to continue to read for the rest of the year. So, if I don't have any physical books to read, or if I just don't feel like reading that specific night, I am going to go through my notes. And because of this, I'm also going to try to slowly shift to a little bit more of actual physical note taking this year. Now, I do honestly overall prefer digital notes. I'm going to use them for most of my studying processes, but I'm still going to have a copy of physical notes as well, just so I can go through them before bed. And also because I feel like writing on paper kind of has its own charm to it, right? And I don't want to completely distance myself from that. Plus, I have all these cute notebooks that really need to be filled, so it's all the more reason to do this. Now, my room has gotten extremely messy because I haven't really been sitting at my table a lot. And I feel like clutter in your room does a lot to make your life just feel very cluttered overall. So I feel like it's the best starting point for change. So I just make a quick list of everything I need to do and I start taking things of that one by one. The next thing I'm going to do is a cleanse of my devices. I feel like our devices have become such an integral part of our life that I really think they do need to get cleaned out every once in a while. Get rid of any apps that I'm not using anymore, any pictures that I don't need. I feel like in the same vein of cleaning your room, it's almost very freeing to kind of reset your devices as well like this. And the same way I set up my table, I also want to do a slight revamp of the layout of my phone and my wallpapers because I genuinely feel like I look at my screen so much that having them change in this way also kind of signifies to my brain that this is a new start. We are beginning again rather than seeing the same thing every day again and again and again. Lastly, while the other two are a bit more in the moment actionable things, the last cleanse I want to do, which will be a constant effort, is just a mental cleanse to let go of anything that happened in the past year that is holding me back. Any doubts, questions, anxieties, I just want to tell myself this is a new beginning. You can do this in any way that you want. I took my first step to it by taking one complete day off without any sort of guilt about not working. I feel like generally when I'm sitting and doing nothing or even just relaxing, I always have this thought in the back of my head that's like, you should be working right now. So I decided I'd take one day, I would just let myself be on my devices, do nothing or just do whatever really, but without that sense of, oh, I should probably be doing something productive right now. And I'll be honest, that was really, really hard. I woke up early in the morning, I went out for a walk and I just took in the sun, came back, rested a bit, and I just spent the day as I wanted to. At the end, I also sat down and journaled for a little while. I do think that going forward in 2024, I'm going to start journaling a lot more often. Up till now, I've mostly just been journaling in the sense I keep notes of my progress in language learning, but I've decided to start taking more of a note of other things in my life and being a bit more aware of my surroundings. aware of my feelings as well, and trying to just pen that down a little bit more often. I might start bullet journaling. It does seem like a really interesting idea, and I'll see if that is something that I can manage to do. But yeah, with that, I completely get rid of any baggage that was holding me back from 2023. I mean, I wouldn't say completely, but it's a start, right? I really hope that you can also have a really nice fresh start here for 2024. And I wish all of you guys a very, very, very happy new year. I'm really excited to see what this year brings. And I'm really excited that I have you guys with me in 2024. So, yeah, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.